While the young woman waited at the courthouse for her fiancé, an unfamiliar voice came from behind her. "I've been watching you from around the corner. Sorry for being so forward, but are you looking to get married today? Would you consider me?" Su-won turned around and stared at the man, stunned. Then she remembered the message her fiancé had just sent. "Wei Wei is sick, I can't make it. We'll get married another day." With that in mind, she said yes. Half an hour later, she stared at the marriage certificate in disbelief. She had actually married a complete stranger, and the certificate was still warm in her hands. All she knew was that his name was Gu Jingshan. Then the man's deep voice broke the silence. "When should we have the wedding? I'd rather not wait." Su-won finally snapped out of it and looked at him. "How about 2 weeks from now? Give me a little time to prepare." Gu Jingshan smiled faintly. "All right. You don't need to worry about any of the wedding plans. Just wait for me to pick you up on the big day." Su-won smiled and nodded. "I live with the Chung family at Clearwater Heights. I'll be waiting." Su-won parted her lips, about to say something, when Gu Jingshan's phone rang. A Rolls-Royce pulled up in front of them. "Sorry, something came up, I have to go." Only after Su-won gave him an understanding look did Gu Jingshan get in and leave. Su-won was about to leave when another car blocked her path. Chung Mu-yuan opened the door and stepped out. He walked over casually. "Wei Wei has a fever. I was taking care of her, so I couldn't make our appointment. We can come back and get married another day." But Su-won shook her head. Then she pulled the marriage certificate from her bag. "No need. I'm already married." Chung Mu-yuan narrowed his eyes. "I know I stood you up, but did you really have to fake this just to scare me?" "Everyone knows I love you. No one but me would dare marry you. I'm only taking care of Wei Wei because she saved my life. You're a privileged heiress. Can't you cut her some slack?" With that, he snatched the certificate and tore the little red booklet to pieces. Su-won simply looked at him, her face calm. "It's just a certificate. Tearing it up doesn't erase the marriage. My wedding is in 2 weeks. You're welcome to come." But Chung Mu-yuan did not believe her at all. "Pull this stunt too many times and it stops being funny." Su-won frowned. "Believe whatever you want." "I'm not playing games with you." That only made him angrier. "Fine, fine. If this isn't a game, I'd love to see how you explain it all in 2 weeks. Just then, a phone began ringing urgently. When he answered, Lin Yue's weak sobs came through. "Mu-yuan, where are you? I feel awful." His expression changed instantly. "Wei Wei, don't cry. I only stepped out to get porridge from your favorite place. I'll be right back with you." He hung up, got into his car, and rushed home, completely forgetting Su-won was still standing there. Su-won watched the car speed away as her vision blurred with tears. She could not understand how Chung Mu-yuan had become this person. When Su-won was 7, her parents died in an accident, and their close friends, the Chengs, took her in. The first time Chung Mu-yuan saw her, he insisted he would marry her one day. Growing up, he treated Su-won like his greatest treasure. If any boy came near her, he was ready to fight him. As an adult, he became the family heir. He and Su-won promised to marry on her 22nd birthday. But today, he stood her up because of Lin Yue, the Chung family's new maid's daughter. From the moment she moved in, Lin Yue tried everything to win Chung Mu-yuan over. She baked him cookies and reminded him to eat on time, but Chung Mu-yuan wanted nothing to do with her and actively avoided her. Then a sudden car accident changed everything. Lin Yue threw herself in front of him without hesitation. From that day on, he changed. His heart slowly shifted toward her, and he hurt Su-won again and again for Lin Yue's sake. When Lin Yue twisted her ankle, he rushed off and abandoned Su-won alone on a mountain crawling with snakes and insects. When Lin Yue wanted to visit an amusement park, he left Su-won behind with a 104-degree fever. He even broke their promise on the day they were supposed to marry. If word got out that she had been abandoned, the Su family's reputation would be ruined. To save face, Su-won simply married someone else. Thinking about it, she picked up the torn certificate and took a cab back to the Chung residence. The moment she entered, she saw Chung Mu-yuan in Lin Yue's room, fussing over her with obvious concern. Su-won found the sight almost laughable. That room had once been hers, the best room, and the one closest to Chung Mu-yuan. He had personally turned it into a dreamy princess bedroom. Back then, he had said, "Wan-wan is my precious little princess. Of course she deserves the very best." Later, he gave the room away because Lin Yue needed somewhere to recover, forcing Su-won into a guest room. That was when she knew Chung Mu-yuan had changed. She stopped looking at them, turned around, and went back to the guest room to rest. Early the next morning, deafening fireworks erupted downstairs. When the noise woke Su-won, she went down and found the living room piled high with gifts. Lin Yue stood among them in a princess dress while Chung Mu-yuan gently handed her the keys to a sports car. "Congratulations on getting over your cold. You said this car was pretty, so I bought it for you." Then he pulled out a good luck charm. "I went to Nanan Temple for this. They say it really works." Lin Yue teared up with excitement. "You bought me gifts over something so small? You care about me so much, I don't even know what to say." She could not hide her smile. Then she acted as if she had only just noticed Su-won coming downstairs. "Miss Su, yesterday was your birthday. What did he get you? Come on, show me." Su-won instinctively clenched her fist and said nothing. Only then did Chung Muyuan remember that yesterday had been Su Wan's 22nd birthday. He walked over and held out a black card. Wei Wei had a fever yesterday. I was so busy taking care of her that I forgot. I'll make it up to you. Go buy whatever you want. Su Wan calmly shook her head. No, a gift that comes too late isn't worth having. The man looked surprised. He had been ready to coax her, but her complete indifference left him unsure what to do. Then he remembered the fake marriage certificate and assumed she was just throwing a tantrum. If you don't want it, then I won't make it up to you. Don't regret this later. Su Wan remained calm. Don't worry, I won't. That evening, Chung Muyuan's parents returned from abroad. At dinner, Lin Yue was supposed to help her mother in the kitchen, but Chung Muyuan grabbed her hand. There are plenty of people in the kitchen. Sit here and eat with us. His parents clearly disapproved, but they said nothing. Mr. and Mrs. Chung ignored them and turned to Su Wan. Wan, yesterday was your 22nd birthday. Did you two get married? I've already looked at wedding venues. This calls for a grand celebration. We won't let you settle for anything less. The entire table fell silent. Chung Muyuan finally broke the silence. Wei Wei had a fever yesterday, so I didn't go. We can discuss the wedding later. His parents were instantly furious, just as they were about to explode. Su Wan received a photo of a ring from Gu Jingshan. Will this work as your wedding ring? If you don't like it, I'll take you to choose another. Su Wan smiled and showed the phone to the Chungs. Uncle Cheng, Auntie Cheng, I'm already married. The wedding is in 2 weeks. Look, my husband sent me this ring. I love it. Mr. and Mrs. Cheng were so shocked they could not form a complete sentence. After a long pause, they finally stammered, Wan, are you serious? Chung Muyuan cut in with a dark expression. Enough. It's one thing to act out with me, but now you're pulling this joke in front of my parents? It stopped being funny a long time ago. Lin Yue chimed in. Miss Su, did you find that ring photo online? I saw it in a magazine. It's the only one in the world and worth a fortune. Just who exactly did you marry? Even Su Wan was stunned. She had no idea the ring was so valuable, and she knew nothing about the man's identity. Unsure how to explain, she hesitated and started to speak. Just then, Mrs. Lin brought over a pot of hot soup. After exchanging a glance with Lin Yue, she gave an almost imperceptible nod, pretended to lose her grip, and spilled the entire pot. Chung Muyuan immediately shielded Lin Yue, terrified that even one drop might touch her. No one noticed the soup pouring over Su Wan, turning her skin bright red. She gasped in pain, looked up through tears, and caught the smug look in Mrs. Lin's eyes. She understood at once. You did that on purpose! Mrs. Lin's eyes instantly filled with tears. Miss Su, how could you say that? Why would I do it on purpose? I know it's my fault you got burned, but you can't accuse me like this. Seeing her mother humiliated, Lin Yue stepped out of the man's arms. Miss Su, we may be poor, but we still have dignity. We won't stand here and be insulted. If you think we did it on purpose, we'll leave. With that, she took her mother's hand and headed for the door. Chung Muyuan looked furious, ready to leap to their defense. Mrs. Lin works tirelessly. She accidentally spilled some soup. How could it be deliberate? And even if it was, so what? It's just hot soup. Are you only happy after driving everyone away? Everything Su Wan had held back came rushing out, and tears filled her eyes. Chung Muyuan never even looked at her. He ran after Lin Yue. Only after he left did Su Wan feel the pain. Her vision went black, and she collapsed. When she woke again, Mr. and Mrs. Cheng were beside her bed. Mrs. Cheng clutched her hand. We checked the security footage. Mrs. Lin did it on purpose. I never imagined that mother and daughter could be so calculating. I promise Muyuan will answer for this, and he'll finally see Lin Yue for who she is. Sweetheart, please stop saying you're married just because you're angry. But Su Wan shook her head. Auntie Cheng, I'm not saying it out of anger. I really am married. She handed Mrs. Chung a bank card and an emerald necklace. Auntie Chung, these are my savings. Consider it repayment for everything the Chung family has spent on me. This necklace is your family heirloom, meant for your daughter-in-law. That isn't me anymore, so please take it back. Only then did they realize she was serious. All they could do was sigh. Our son wasn't lucky enough to deserve you. We're sorry. They accepted the necklace but pushed the bank card back. Wan, listen to us. Keep this money. You may need it someday. She smiled and shook her head. Uncle Cheng, Auntie Cheng, I won't feel right unless you take it. My parents left me plenty, and I haven't touched it. Besides, after all these years, you're like parents to me. This will always be the home I marry from. With no other choice, Mr. and Mrs. Cheng accepted it. Chung Muyuan never visited during her 2 days in the hospital. As Su Wan returned home, Gu Jingshan called her. I designed a wedding dress. It has already been delivered to your home. She sounded surprised. You design wedding dresses too? He chuckled softly on the other end. A little. I simply want my wife to have the very best. Her ears turned bright red. She mumbled a response, warmth spreading through her heart. But when she got home, she found Lin Yue wearing the white wedding dress. Lin Yue twirled with the skirt in her hands. Well, Don't I look beautiful in this dress? Chung Muyuan showered her with praise. You're gorgeous, like an angel. You're prettier than any celebrity I've worked with. If you ever get married, you'll be the most beautiful bride in the world. Lin Yue blushed at his praise. You're exaggerating! Watching them, Suwan felt her anger boil over. That's my wedding dress. Who gave you the right to accept it and put it on? Taking something without permission is stealing. Take it off now. Lin Yue flinched. I didn't know it was yours. I only tried it on because it was so pretty. I'm sorry, Miss Su. I didn't mean to. But despite saying that, she made no move to take it off. That made Suwan even angrier. If you know you're wrong, then take it off. Lin Yue kept fidgeting and clutching the skirt. I've never worn a dress this beautiful. It's exactly what I've always dreamed of. Miss Su, you're not really getting married anyway. Can't you give it to me? Suwan laughed in disbelief. Are you deaf? I've told you my wedding is soon. This is my wedding dress. If I give it to you, what am I supposed to wear? Lin Yue froze. Before she could answer, her eyes filled with tears. The moment Chung Muyuan saw her looking so wounded, his heart melted. Enough. It's just a wedding dress. You're not actually getting married. Buying a dress to fool me was already ridiculous, but now you're taking the act way too far. He pulled out a black card. It's just a prop. Wei Wei likes it, so let her keep it. Where did you buy it? I'll pay you back. Suwan was beyond frustrated. I'll say this one last time. It isn't a prop. I really am getting married, and my husband designed it himself. Lin Yue needs to take it off and give it back. The word husband instantly set Chung Muyuan off. He was about to speak when Lin Yue tearfully tugged at his hand. Don't fight because of me. I'll take it off, okay? She ran into the room crying. When she came back out, the dress in her arms was shredded. I'm sorry, Miss Su. I accidentally tore it while taking it off. Suwan nearly fainted from rage. You obviously did that on purpose. Lin Yue bit her lip and cried even harder. I really didn't mean to. I'm sorry, Miss Su. Just tell me how much it cost and I'll pay you back. Seeing Lin Yue cry so pitifully, Chung Muyuan pulled her into his arms. Enough! How far are you going to take this act? If your husband really designed it, call him and ask what it cost. I'll pay for it. Call him right now. Chung Muyuan expected that challenge to end Su Wan's act, but she gritted her teeth and agreed. She called in front of everyone, but the call rang out with no answer. The living room fell silent. After a moment, Chung Muyuan gave a mocking laugh. What happened? Forgot to rehearse this part? I was expecting something better. I'll give you 10 million for the dress. Then he wiped Lin Yue's tears. Don't cry, Wei Wei. I'll take you shopping. You can have anything you want. They left together. Only then did Suwan's phone buzz with a message from Gu Jingshan. I'm in a meeting. I'll call you later. Is it urgent? Worried she had disturbed him, she quickly typed an apology. No, not urgent. I just wanted to say I'm sorry. Someone ruined the wedding dress. I failed to protect it. He replied almost immediately. It's fine. I'll have another one made and delivered. When Mr. and Mrs. Cheng came home and learned what had happened, their expressions darkened. I only let Mrs. Lin and her daughter live and work here because I pitied them. Now it's clear they're both trouble. Butler, fire them. It's the least we can do for Wan Wan. Mrs. Cheng took Suwan's hand. Wan Wan, don't worry. As long as we're here, no one will mistreat you. Touched, Suwan thanked her softly and left with the dress. Gu Jingshan had designed it himself, so she was determined to see if it could be repaired. The butler acted quickly. By the time Suwan returned, Lin Yue and her mother had been thrown out. Relieved, she thought she might finally have some peace. But when she entered her room, everything had been ransacked. Lin Yue was obviously responsible. Petty revenge was all she had left. Suwan was about to clean up when footsteps sounded outside. Chung Muyuan burst through the door. Suwan, do you really hate Wei Wei that much? It was just a wedding dress. I paid you back, but that still wasn't enough? You had to drive her out? A wave of helplessness washed over Suwan. She no longer wanted to explain. She had lost count of how many times Chung Muyuan had condemned her without knowing the truth. Whatever you say. Her indifference only fueled his anger. Is that your attitude? Go apologize to Wei Wei. Suwan frowned in disbelief. What exactly am I supposed to apologize for? Chung Muyuan grabbed her wrist and dragged her toward the door. You're going to apologize! Suwan stumbled, and at last her restraint snapped. She tore herself free with all her strength. Enough! 10 more days. In 10 days, I'll marry someone else and leave for good. You'll never have anything to do with me again. Please just stay away from me until then. With strength she did not know she had, she shoved Chung Muyuan outside and locked the door. Everything beyond it went completely silent. After a long time, Chung Muyuan's cold voice came through the door. Stop acting. I'm not going to believe you. Suwan leaned against the door and slowly slid to the floor, exhausted. Whether Chung Muyuan believed her or not, the fact remained. She was married. The next morning, Suwan woke to find Chung Muyuan gone. She turned on the TV and saw his press conference. Mr. Cheng, your company's newest jewelry collection is called Wei Wei. Is there a special meaning behind that name? The man smiled warmly and held the microphone. Wei Wei is someone very important in my life. The reporter immediately followed up. What is your relationship with this woman named Wei Wei? Is she the one you love? As far as we know, you're single. Is this collection your way of confessing your feelings? Before he could answer, Su-won silently turned off the TV. Then the phone on the couch began to vibrate. It was a message from Lin Yue. Miss Su, did you see that? My mother and I are doing just fine without the Chung family. Sorry to disappoint you. Another message followed, a screenshot of Chung Muyuan saying Lin Yue's name. Su-won gave a cold smile and ignored it. Just then, the doorbell rang. Good morning, Mrs. Gu. I'm Mr. Gu's assistant, Zhang. He asked me to take you to see your new home. Are you available now? She paused. Gu Jingshan can decide. I'm fine with whatever he chooses. Assistant Zhang shook his head. Mr. Gu said you'll be the lady of the house from now on. His words touched Su-won. Her parents had died when she was young. The Chengs treated her well, but she had always felt like she belonged nowhere. For the first time, she felt she might finally have a home of her own. She nodded and followed Assistant Zhang into the car. They stopped at Magnolia Gardens, where he stood before the largest villa. This is the first home Mr. Gu chose for you. After one look, Su-won was stunned. The layout was exactly like the home she had always dreamed of. Just as she was about to choose it, she heard Lin Yue's voice nearby. This place is huge and so expensive. Isn't buying it for me a little extravagant? Then came Chung Muyuan's voice. Not at all. You and your mother need a place to live, and it's close to home, so I can come take care of you anytime. Lin Yue's lips curled into a smile. It's all my fault. If I hadn't upset Miss Su, she wouldn't have complained to your parents. Then Mom and I wouldn't be homeless, and you wouldn't have to spend all this money. Chung Muyuan's expression immediately darkened. Don't worry. I'll make this right for you. I won't let you suffer for nothing. They walked inside and came face to face with Su-won and Assistant Zhang. Chung Muyuan's tone turned hostile. What are you doing here? She glanced at them, looking at a new home. This time, instead of scolding her, Chung Muyuan scoffed. Fine, let's see you buy it. Su-won ignored his reaction. She liked the property and nodded to Assistant Zhang. After paying, Assistant Zhang turned to her. Mrs. Gu, let's look at a few more properties. This one is too close to your old home, and I worry it may make you uncomfortable. Chung Muyuan's face darkened instantly. Watch your mouth, Su-won! Did you hire this guy? He looked at Assistant Zhang with contempt. How much did she pay you? I'll double it. Tell me the truth. Is Su-won staging all of this? Assistant Zhang remained calm. You've misunderstood. I wasn't hired. I'm Mr. Gu's assistant. Chung Muyuan frowned. The name Gu sounded strangely familiar. Before he could say more, Su-won turned to leave. He quickly grabbed her hand. This house costs over $1 billion. Don't you think this act has gone too far? She pushed him away without hesitation. Come to the wedding, and you'll find out whether I'm acting. She left with the assistant, toured several more locations, and bought multiple homes. When Su-won returned, she found an auction catalog on the table. She flipped through it and was about to throw it away when she spotted one of her parents' belongings on the last page. Her heart lurched. She grabbed the invitation, changed, and rushed out. At the auction, she immediately saw Chung Muyuan and Lin Yue. Chung Muyuan gazed tenderly at the woman beside him. Su-won looked away and focused on the items for sale. One item after another came up for bidding. Lin Yue was hesitant at first, but soon, Chung Muyuan bought everything she liked. His lavish spending drew envious looks from the crowd. The Chung heir treats Lin Yue so well. I wish I were her. Chung used to be crazy about Su-won. I thought she'd actually marry him. Who would have guessed things would turn out like this? He rejected an heiress for the maid's daughter. The Su family must be humiliated. Su-won ignored the whispers and quietly waited for the final item. At last, the auctioneer carefully presented a bracelet. Su-won recognized it instantly. It was the token of love her father had once given her mother. The opening bid was $30 million. Several people kept raising the price until only Su-won and a few others remained. Seeing how much Su-won wanted the bracelet, Lin Yue's eyes flickered. She began acting cute with the man beside her. That bracelet is gorgeous. I wonder how it would look on me. Chung Muyuan immediately joined the bidding. Wait here, I'll win it for you. Su-won's heart sank. He knew exactly what that bracelet meant to her. When her parents' keepsake disappeared, she had been devastated. Chung Muyuan had promised, I'll find it. Whatever it takes, I'll return it to its rightful owner. Now that promise was nothing but a cruel joke. As the price climbed, Su-won's savings fell short. To keep bidding, she would have to spend her entire inheritance and still borrow money. While she hesitated, Chung Muyuan signaled an open-ended bid. No matter how high the price went, he would top it. In that moment, Su-won's last hope died. She could not win. When Lin Yue received the bracelet, she gazed at Chung Muyuan with adoration. You won it for me, so will you put it on me? Chung Muyuan happily agreed. But just as he was about to fasten it, Lin Yue deliberately let it slip, shattering the bracelet into pieces. The sight shattered Su-won's heart too. She knew Lin Yue had done it on purpose, but she was powerless. The bracelet no longer belonged to her. Her eyes reddened. She pushed through the crowd, crouched down, and frantically gathered every fragment. These pieces mean nothing to you. Let me buy them. but Lin Yue refused. Sorry, Miss Su. I really love this bracelet, so even broken, I'm taking it with me. Thanks for picking up the pieces. She took every fragment from Su Wan and left under Cheng Muyuan's protection. On the way out, Lin Yue casually tossed the pieces into the fountain outside. The fountain was shallow but lined with countless pebbles, so the fragments vanished on contact. Su Wan jumped in without hesitation. After searching until her back went numb and her whole body turned ice cold, she finally found every piece. She came home dripping wet. Seeing her soaked and disheveled, Cheng Muyuan frowned. Where were you? How did you end up like this? Su Wan's tears began to fall uncontrollably. I was searching for the bracelet your sweetheart smashed and threw away, my parents' keepsake. Cheng Muyuan panicked. It was the first time he had ever seen Su Wan cry. His voice softened immediately. Wan, I'm sorry. I forgot it belonged to your parents. Go take a hot shower before you get sick. And I've told you, Wei Wei isn't my sweetheart. You're the only one I love. His words were so absurd that Su Wan almost laughed. They sounded like a terrible joke, and she wondered if he even believed them himself. She had been hurt too many times. Silently, she pushed his hand away. She locked herself in her room and tried to piece the bracelet together beside her parents' photo. But once something breaks, it can never return to the way it was. The next morning, she opened the door with swollen eyes and found Cheng Muyuan waiting outside. He held out several boxes of bracelets. Wan, I searched the whole city for similar bracelets. Please don't be sad anymore. Su Wan did not even look at him. No thanks, none of them belong to my parents. Besides, this is my problem. I wouldn't dare trouble young Master Cheng. Seeing how cold she was, Cheng Muyuan sighed helplessly. Do you really have to treat me like a stranger? You know how I feel about you. I know Lin Yue bothers you, but she saved my life. I'm only repaying her. You're different. You're the woman I truly love. We're supposed to get married. Su Wan could not help laughing. Then keep your love, young Master Cheng. I'm already married. Cheng Muyuan's face darkened. He was about to respond when Lin Yue suddenly called. I fell while changing a light bulb. It hurts so much. Cheng Muyuan immediately panicked. After hanging up, he looked at Su Wan. Stop joking about being married. If these bracelets aren't enough, I'll keep looking. The moment he finished, he rushed out. Cheng Muyuan did not return for days, but Lin Yue kept sending messages. In the photos, he gently treated her injury, arranged flowers for her, and fed her fruit by hand. Every message from Lin Yue was more smug than the last. Her malice toward Su Wan was obvious. Miss Su, look, I only twisted my ankle and Muyuan is this worried. I don't even know how I can repay him. Su Wan ignored every message. She gathered everything tied to Cheng Muyuan, the veil he placed on her during childhood games, the white dress he gave her for her coming of age, and the love letter she never sent. Then she burned it all to ashes. Just then, Cheng Muyuan came home. The moment he saw the fire, his heart nearly stopped. What are you doing? He desperately searched for something to put out the flames. Su Wan simply watched. In the end, nothing could be saved. Only a layer of ash remained. Cheng Muyuan stared at her in disbelief. Why would you suddenly burn all of this? I told you I'm getting married. My husband might misunderstand if he saw these things, so I burned them. For a moment, Cheng Muyuan almost believed she was serious. Then he told himself it was impossible. Su Wan would never marry anyone else. She could only ever marry him. His eyes darkened. You've taken this little act far enough. Keep going and it won't be funny anymore. Su Wan looked at him calmly. Tomorrow at noon, you're welcome to come watch. The next morning, Su Wan put on her wedding dress. Mr. and Mrs. Cheng sat beside her, watching her prepare to leave. Mrs. Cheng wiped away her tears. If he ever mistreats you, come back to us. We'll always stand up for you. Su Wan smiled, took Mrs. Cheng's hand and nodded. Footsteps sounded upstairs. Cheng Muyuan came down, ready to leave, but his parents stopped him. Today is Wanwan's wedding. Where do you think you're going? Cheng Muyuan looked indifferent. Mom, Dad, it's bad enough that Wan is throwing a tantrum at me. How can you two actually believe her? Mrs. Cheng glared at him. What tantrum? Wan is really getting married. Can't you see that? His expression stayed flat. I see it. She's throwing another tantrum and putting on a show for me. He acted as though he could not care less. If you want to play this game, fine, I'll play along. Let's see whether anyone actually comes for the bride, and how convincing the actors you hired are. Time ticked by. The clock reached noon, but no one came. Cheng Muyuan's voice dripped with mockery. You were putting on such a convincing show before. What happened? Forgot to hire the actors this time? This little game has gone on long enough. Take off that wedding dress. Stop putting on a show. His gaze darkened as he looked at her. Isn't this whole stunt just because I stood you up at the courthouse 2 weeks ago? Fine. We'll go now. Lin Qingwan frowned. She was about to speak when Su Wan suddenly called. My mom was in a car accident. What am I supposed to do? She's all I have. If I lose her, I don't want to live either. His expression changed instantly. Don't panic. I'm on my way. With that, he hurried toward the door and was just about to leave. His parents stopped him in unison. Nobody move. No one is going to see Su Wan. Qingwan is getting married today. If you're not there, you'll regret it. He turned around, completely unfazed. Qingwan is mine. Who would dare marry her? Mom, Dad, stop helping her put on this act. Once I take care of Su-wan, I'll marry Qingwan. Before anyone could answer, he walked out. Watching him leave, his parents were so furious they smashed the teacup in their hands. He's going to regret this. The moment Lu Shulang left, a line of luxury cars pulled up outside the Lu residence as flower girls set off confetti cannons. As petals filled the air, Assistant Zhang stepped out first and respectfully opened the car door. Ma'am, I'm sorry we're late. Traffic was awful. Qingwan smiled understandingly. It's okay. Then she turned to Lu's parents, her eyes red. Uncle, Auntie, Qingwan is leaving now. Their eyes reddened too as they held her hand. Sweetheart, please be happy. She took one last look at the home where she'd lived for over a decade, lifted her skirt, and got into the car without looking back. Inside the car, Gu Beiyan watched her with a soft smile. You look beautiful today, even more beautiful than I imagined when I designed that dress. Lin Qingwan felt her heart skip a beat. Thank you. You look very handsome today too. The stiff little compliment made her blush with instant regret. Gu Beiyan only chuckled. Being complimented by my wife is an honor. The wedding car stopped at a private estate. Gu Beiyan got out first and held out his hand. Qingwan placed hers in his without hesitation and let him lead her forward. There weren't many guests, but several were powerful figures rarely seen in public. Every one of them sincerely wished the couple well. The ceremony moved along smoothly. Qingwan's mind went blank, so she simply followed Gu Beiyan through every step. The moment they exchanged rings, her heart finally settled. This wasn't a dream, she had really married someone else. Amid the guests' cheers, Gu Beiyan held Lin Qingwan close and placed a soft kiss on the corner of her lips. Meanwhile, at the hospital, Lu Shulang suddenly clutched his chest. It felt as if something precious had slipped away forever. He immediately thought of Lin Qingwan and started to leave, but a red-eyed Su-wan grabbed his hand. Shulang, what's the rush? Can't you stay with me a little longer? He looked torn, but after a moment's hesitation, he pulled his hand away. Your mom is fine now. I have something urgent to deal with. With that, he sprinted out of the hospital. Su-wan turned around in disappointment. Hoping for comfort, she glanced back and saw Lu Shulang disappearing down the hall. She stomped her foot in frustration, then reluctantly returned to the hospital room. From the bed, Mrs. Su frowned when she saw her daughter return alone and kept looking toward the door. Su-wan sat beside the bed and sighed. Mom, stop looking. He had something to do, so he left. Mrs. Su gave her a disappointed look. Didn't I tell you to keep him here today? How do we know whether Lin Qingwan's wedding is even real? Su-wan checked the time. It was already 4 in the afternoon. She immediately relaxed. Mom, don't worry. Real or fake, it's already too late. If it's real, he missed it. If it's fake, being tricked like this will eventually destroy their relationship. Either way, he'll end up with me. Lu Shulang returned home and froze at the empty house. He rushed through every room looking for Lin Qingwan, but she was nowhere to be found. He stood before his parents in disbelief. Where's Qingwan? Did you hide her to teach me a lesson? This isn't funny. His mother gave a cold laugh and threw her phone at him. You wanted to know where Qingwan went, didn't you? See for yourself. He caught the phone. On the screen, a handsome man held a wedding-dressed Lin Qingwan tightly and kissed her. His grip tightened around the phone. You're lying to me, right? Where did you hire this actor? Qingwan really went all out for this stunt. His voice trembled. Impossible! Qingwan loves me more than anyone. She'd never marry someone else. This has to be fake. I'm going to find her. He rushed out again. His memory was sharp. One glance had been enough for him to remember the background of the photo. He searched until the streets were almost empty, but still couldn't find the estate in the picture. Lu Shulang called his parents. Mom, do you know where Qingwan's wedding was held? His mother gave a cold reply and hung up immediately. With nowhere else to go, he drove aimlessly. At some point, he took a wrong turn onto a secluded but scenic road. After driving for who knew how long, the view suddenly opened up. The estate he'd been searching for was right in front of him. Just as he tried to drive inside, several burly security guards approached. Sir, this is private property. Only invited guests may enter. He frowned and nearly slammed the gas to force his way through. Who owns this estate? Can I speak with him? I'm looking for someone inside. The guard looked him over. The owner is Mr. Gu. We don't receive outsiders, and this is not a place where you can come looking for people. Please leave. Lu Shulang's face darkened. He suddenly remembered the Mr. Gu mentioned by the assistant when Lin Qingwan bought the marital home. The name had only sounded vaguely familiar before, but Lu was now negotiating a major deal, and the mysterious Mr. Gu was the key to it. The pieces clicked into place. No one capable of holding a wedding on this estate could be a hired actor. Had everything Qingwan said been true? Once he realized it, Lu Shulang went pale. What had he done so wrong that she'd choose someone else? But the wedding was already over. Tonight was Qingwan's wedding night with Mr. Gu, and Lu couldn't bear to imagine what the newlyweds might be doing. He spun the car around and raced to Mentingfang. Standing outside the brightly lit villa, consumed by jealousy, he charged up and pounded on the door. Qingwan is mine! No one is taking her away from me! No matter how hard he kicked or knocked, the door never opened. He stood outside all night. At dawn, it finally opened. Gu Beiyan stood there in a robe, leaning lazily against the doorframe. "What is it? Why are you here?" His casual attitude enraged Lu Shulang, who clenched his jaw and forced himself to stay calm. "Mr. Gu, Qingwan married you on impulse. Please give her back to me. A man like you could have any woman he wants, but I can't live without Qingwan." Gu Beiyan scoffed and kissed the ring on his left hand. "Men in the Gu family marry once for life. We never cross the line with anyone else. Qingwan is an adult, and she knew exactly what she was doing when she chose me. I need her, and she needs me. Besides, you're not truly unable to live without her, are you?" As he spoke, he looked past Lu Shulang with amused interest. Lu turned and saw Su Wan standing behind him, pale as a sheet and staring timidly at them. "Am I interrupting? I saw your car here and got worried, so I came over. Qingwan really got married?" She glanced cautiously at the man in the doorway, jealousy rising inside her. How did Lin Qingwan get dumped and still land a man this exceptional? Then she caught Gu Beiyan's warning stare, shivered, and quickly buried the thought. Lu Shulang offered her a brief word of reassurance. "Isn't your mom still in the hospital? Go take care of her. I can handle this." Then he turned back to face Gu Beiyan. "Qingwan is the only woman I want. I don't love Su Wan. I only feel grateful and protective toward her. I know exactly who I want to marry and spend my life with." Su Wan's face fell even further. She wanted far more than occasional help. Nothing could compare to being cared for forever. With that thought, she slipped back into her helpless act. "I've always known you don't love me. I just couldn't stop myself from falling for you. But don't worry, I'll keep these feelings under control and won't cause you any trouble. I know your heart belongs to Qingwan alone." She lowered her eyes and began to sob softly. "But Qingwan is really married now. Will she still keep her old promise to marry you?" After saying that, Su Wan quickly watched both men's reactions. Then she lightly slapped her own mouth. "I misspoke. Forget I said anything. Qingwan would only ever love one man. She'd never waver." Gu Beiyan wasn't bothered by her attempt to stir trouble. He and Qingwan had opened up to each other the night before, and she had already let Lu Shulang go completely. Just then, Lin Qingwan slowly came downstairs. Sleepily rubbing her eyes, she asked, "Who's here?" When she saw the man at the door, she instinctively walked over and leaned against Gu Beiyan. The familiar gesture nearly drove Lu Shulang mad with jealousy. "Qingwan, get away from him!" But Gu Beiyan naturally slipped an arm around her. "Still sore, Qingwan?" She buried her face in his neck and shook her head, still barely awake. The sight nearly made Lu Shulang lose control. "Qingwan, divorce him. Come home with me. I'll pretend none of this ever happened." He rushed forward, grabbed her wrist, and tried to yank her away. Lin Qingwan snapped, fully awake. The moment she saw Lu Shulang, her mood soured. "You can see it now, can't you? I really got married. This isn't a joke, and I'm not throwing a tantrum. I have my own home now, and there is no place for you in it." With that, Lin Qingwan shoved his hand away. Lu Shulang froze, his face filled with confusion and disbelief. "Why?" He finally asked the question eating at him. "You used to love me. How could you marry someone else so easily?" Lin Qingwan gave him a relieved smile. "Isn't it obvious? I don't love you anymore. Admit it, you don't love me either. You just can't stand losing me. You have someone else now, and so do I. We can both be happier. Isn't that a good thing?" The finality in her voice cut him to the bone. He raised a pale hand, desperate to explain. "That's not true. I really do love you." But Qingwan was exhausted. The wedding had drained her, and now, before she could even recover, she had to deal with this mess. Lu only believed what he wanted to believe. There was no reasoning with him. So she pushed him outside and shut the door. A second later, her legs went weak and she fell against Gu Beiyan. He swept her into his arms, carried her to bed, and gently applied ointment. "You never have to pretend you're strong with me. Tell me when you're hurting. Tell me whenever someone wrongs you. I'll always be on your side." His touch was so gentle that Qingwan almost let herself sink into it, but she instinctively warned herself not to get carried away. "Always don't lie to me. Always. Qingwan, you may not understand how I feel, but I love you more than I can say." Gu Beiyan answered without hesitation. After so much pain, Qingwan wasn't used to being treated this well. Qingwan had heard too many promises of forever. No one could truly guarantee it. Lu Shulang hadn't kept his, and neither had anyone else. All she could do was love wholeheartedly, while nothing stood between them. Gu Beiyan seemed to sense her fear. He took her hand and placed it over his heart. "Relax. The Gu family is very strict. Before you ever caught me cheating, the Gu elders would probably deal with me first. They hate unfaithful men." Qingwan listened carefully, amazed that such a strict family still existed. She thought back to the rushed start of their marriage. She'd waited at the courthouse from dawn until almost sunset, but Lu Shulang never came. Gu Beiyan was the one who stepped forward, and that choice had brought them here. Qingwan still couldn't quite believe it. "Gu Beiyan, if it hadn't been me that day, would you have married some random woman instead?" He answered without a second's hesitation. "No, I told you that day. I had been watching you for a long time. I was waiting for you to choose me. Qingwan froze. It felt as if only their breathing and heartbeats remained. He watched her with endless patience, unwilling to miss a single reaction. After a long silence, she finally found her voice. But you know I only chose you that day because I had no other option. The moment she finished, he pulled her tightly into his arms. That doesn't matter. You chose me in the end, and that's enough. Gu Beiyan felt her warmth and heartbeat. Where she couldn't see, his eyes held an almost obsessive satisfaction. At last, he had won her heart. Qingwan didn't believe in love at first sight. Gu Beiyan, why were you waiting for me to choose you? Don't tell me it was love at first sight. I won't buy that. He smiled, carried her into the study, and opened a hidden room. The walls were covered with candid photos of Qingwan. She stared in shock, giving him an indescribable look. When he realized where her mind was going, he lightly tapped her forehead. The Gu family takes choosing a spouse very seriously. The first time I saw you, I refused to admit I'd fallen for you. But after running into you again and again, I finally accepted it. Gu Beiyan paused, unable to hide the love in his eyes any longer. Qingwan instinctively looked away. And then what happened? He smiled, lowered his head, and kissed her hair. He thought back to all their seemingly accidental encounters and all his failed attempts to get closer to her. How many chance meetings does it take to end up together? I didn't know. You already had a childhood sweetheart, and the way you looked at him made your feelings obvious. So I gave up on confessing. But after our 99th meeting, I got out of the car and asked you to marry me. As he spoke, scattered memories slowly came together in her mind. Someone had been loving her quietly where she'd never noticed. Moved beyond words, Qingwan threw herself into his arms. Gu Beiyan, let's never be apart again. Gu Beiyan couldn't contain his smile. Okay, never again. Meanwhile, Lu Shulang sat in Qingwan's nearly bare room and finally realized how badly he'd failed her. The princess he'd once spoiled had been dragged through the dirt because of him, but she'd pulled herself out and left him behind. He had no idea how to win her back. When the doorbell kept ringing, he went downstairs to answer it. Suwan, why are you here? Shouldn't you be at the hospital with your mom? Though annoyed, he still stepped aside and let her in. Hearing the irritation in his voice made Suwan uneasy. My mom is fine. I'm just worried about you. You looked terrible that day. Have you even slept properly? I need to make sure you eat and rest, so you'll have the energy to apologize to Qingwan. Suwan made herself at home and went straight to the kitchen. She had learned to cook from her mother and was good at it, but food wasn't her real objective tonight. She wore a fitted outfit, her carefully styled hair falling around her face. When it got in the way, Lu casually took the hair tie from his wrist and tied it up for her. She noticed him behind her and turned around in surprise. Thanks, dinner will be ready soon. As she spoke, she deliberately dropped wet meat into the hot oil, sending it splattering everywhere. Lu Shulang pulled her into his arms and shielded her with his body. Suwan quickly washed her hands, dampened a paper towel, and wiped the oil from his face. Are you okay? Did it burn you? He tried to avoid her hand, but his eyes accidentally landed on the part of her clothes soaked through with water. He quickly looked away as a strange suspicion crept over him. I'm fine, just keep cooking. He stopped her hand and quickly left the kitchen. Lu Shulang couldn't cook, but something still felt off. Who dresses like that to make dinner? She had never worn anything like it in the kitchen before. At dinner, Lu deliberately sat as far from her as possible, avoiding any physical contact. That night, Suwan insisted on staying to look after him. Just as Lu Shulang was about to fall asleep, someone knocked on his door. Suwan stood outside with wet hair, wrapped in a towel and shivering. The hot water in my room stopped working. Can I use your shower? Knowing she might be planning something, Lu still let her in. He wanted to see how far she would go. After the sound of running water stopped, the bathroom door opened and a strange fragrance filled the room. He tugged at his collar, suddenly feeling overheated. Then Suwan stepped into view. Thanks, Shulang, I'm done. She walked toward him. Lu instantly realized what was happening, his expression turning cold as he grabbed her by the throat. Who gave you the nerve to drug me? Suwan desperately slapped at his hand, trying to make him let go. I didn't, Shulang, you've got it wrong. He released her. She gasped for air and was about to thank him when he suddenly seized one of her hands. You used this hand to light that drugged incense, didn't you? The smell is all over it. How dare you? Even drugged, I would never touch you. Tears streamed down Suwan's face from the pain. She never imagined he could despise her this much. With nowhere else to turn, she invoked the debt he owed her once again. I'm sorry. I love you so much that I lost my head. I once risked my life to save you. Please let me go just this once. She begged desperately, but Lu Shulang flung her hand away in disgust. How many times are you going to cash in that favor? I've helped you over and over. Isn't that enough to repay it? Lu called his security team to take her away, then forced down the effects of the drug and sat in a tub of cold water. Half an hour later, he stepped out and picked up his phone. He called his assistant. Investigate Suwan's background and that car crash from 2 years ago. The next day, he threw a file into Suwan's face. Suwan, you'd better explain these two crashes. Why was the same driver behind both my crash and your mother's? He vanished overseas during the first investigation. Why did he suddenly return and hit your mother? You knew him all along, didn't you? The thought of being deceived for so long made Lu Shulang's anger boil over. Suwan shook her head frantically. I didn't do it, Shulang. What are you talking about? I don't understand. Did someone lie to you about me? Mom and I are only household staff. How could we arrange something like this? Was it Qingwan? Did Lin Qingwan tell you something? Even as she spoke, she carefully watched his reaction, too afraid to look at the documents scattered on the floor. He stared at her coldly. Drop the act. What right do you have to blame Qingwan? You and your mother know exactly what you did. You paid a drunk driver to hit me, then risked your life to save me at the last second. You already knew you wouldn't die. I was an idiot for believing you and never investigating further. But you couldn't erase the evidence. If you and your mother hadn't panicked and staged another crash, I might not have discovered the truth so quickly. Don't worry. After everything you've done, I'm not letting you walk away that easily. The next second, scalding soup splashed over Suwan. Barely able to breathe again, she collapsed in pain as her skin turned red. He looked down at her without sympathy. You can't handle this little pain? Then imagine what Qingwan had to endure. The moment he mentioned Qingwan, his heart ached for her. He had spoiled her since childhood, yet after Suwan entered their home, Qingwan had suffered humiliation after humiliation, all because of him. Guilt consumed him. He hated himself for blindly trusting the woman who claimed to have saved his life. His gaze hardened. He grabbed Suwan by the collar and dragged her toward the lake. Realizing what he intended, she clung desperately to his leg. Shulang, I was wrong. I really was. I did save your life and I truly love you. Please don't do this. I'm begging you. Let me go just this once. He kicked her hands away in disgust. Don't touch me. You're filthy. Suwan stared at him, her back burning and the scalded skin across her front screaming in pain. She shouted bitterly, Why? I hid it so well before. How did you suddenly figure it out? He scoffed. You think you hid it well? Don't flatter yourself. I simply chose to trust you before. I never looked too closely. Then he knocked Suwan into the lake. Watching her struggle in the water, he suddenly remembered Qingwan's desperate eyes that day. Back then, he'd saved Suwan but failed to reach Qingwan in time. Now Suwan screamed for help while he watched coldly. Only when she was about to go under did he order a guard to pull her out. Suwan no longer had the strength to fight. She looked completely broken. At Lu's signal, the guard released her, leaving her soaked and sprawled on the ground. Shulang, I was wrong. I really know I was wrong. Please let me go. I'll never do it again. She truly regretted it now. Lu Shulang was a monster, far beyond anyone she and her mother could handle. No matter what she did, she could never replace Qingwan in his heart. He gave her an emotionless glance. Why apologize to me? The person you owe an apology to is Qingwan. He ordered the guards to bring Suwan along, then headed to Mantingfang. They waited outside the dark villa until nightfall. Could something have happened to Qingwan? Lu couldn't bear the thought, and rage at Gu Beiyan filled him. Why hadn't Gu protected her? Ignoring Suwan, he immediately called people to investigate. But before they could split up, Qingwan posted a new video with a simple caption, Honeymoon. Lu nearly crushed his phone. After a long silence, he finally opened it. In the video, Qingwan and Gu Beiyan walked hand in hand along the beach, both smiling sweetly. They weren't doing anything intimate, yet they looked so close that no one could possibly come between them. Furious, Lu threw his phone aside and turned to Suwan. If you can't apologize to Qingwan in person, apologize publicly. Once the story hits her feed, she'll see it. He pulled out his phone and started a live stream. Within moments, viewers flooded in and the live chat exploded. What's going on? Lu Shulang is live streaming? He ignored the comments and threatened Suwan. Apologize to Qingwan, now! Suwan was already crying on the ground. If I apologize, will you let me go? I promise I won't do anything else. I'll stay far away from all of you. His expression remained cold. Once you've paid for what you did, there will be somewhere for you to go. Suwan didn't question him. Believing she'd found a lifeline, she confessed to everything. She couldn't take any more suffering. She just wanted to survive. At first, viewers pitied her disheveled appearance, but once they heard what she'd done, the entire internet turned against her. Within minutes, Suwan's name shot to the top of the trending list. Qingwan soon saw the news alert. She frowned at the videos. Noticing her expression, Gu Beiyan set down the coconut he'd just put a straw into and moved closer. What's wrong, Qingwan? The moment he saw the story on her phone, his heart tightened.
Qingwan, are you going to forgive Lu Shulang?
She turned, took his hand and laced her fingers through his. Relax, I won't forgive him for the way he hurt me. I just think he is the one who truly owes me an apology, not only Suwan. He enabled her until her ambitions spiraled out of control, but none of that matters now. I simply don't want strangers debating my life online. Gu Beiyan smiled and wrapped an arm around her shoulders. Leave it to me. They won't be allowed to disrupt your life. Qingwan studied his serious profile. She suddenly smiled. Just how powerful are you? Gu Beiyan blinked playfully. You'll have to discover that slowly. Once Gu Beiyan stepped in, other stories quickly buried the scandal, and almost no one kept discussing Qingwan's private life. Lu Shulang was also warned not to do anything that could damage Mrs. Gu's reputation. Lu still refused to give up. He bought another villa in Mantingfang and waited there for days until Qingwan finally returned from her honeymoon. He stared at her. I'm sorry. This was my fault. Suwan and her mother are in police custody now. They've received the punishment they deserve. I finally understand what I did wrong. Could you? The rest of the words never came out. Qingwan cut him off. No, you owed me an apology, but I don't owe you forgiveness. Lu fell silent. He truly regretted everything, but he was powerless. When it came to Qingwan, he had never known what to do. Before he could plead any further, Gu Beiyan's security team surrounded him. Mr. Lu, please leave. Lu shoved past one of the guards and rushed up to Qingwan. Qingwan, do you really love Gu Beiyan now? Then what was I to you? When you came to see me that day, were you planning to confess? That love letter was for me, wasn't it? His voice trembled as he finally asked the question he'd kept buried for so long. I'm telling you now, I'll marry you. I'll wait for you to divorce him and come back. I'll even be your backup choice. Please don't give up on me. But Qingwan only leaned into Gu Beiyan's arms, utterly unmoved. That letter wasn't for you. I never planned to confess to you, and I don't need a backup choice. Lu Shulang, stop chasing me. I don't need you anymore. Do you understand? The man I love now is Gu Beiyan. It's time for you to move on and live your own life. She took Gu Beiyan's hand and turned to leave. He shot Lu one final warning look, then softened his voice as he turned to Qingwan. It's too noisy here. How about we move somewhere else? She had no objection. Whatever you want. In truth, the upscale community was quiet and secure. Lu Shulang was the only disturbance. He watched Qingwan walk away in despair. For more than 20 years, he'd never seen himself as only her brother. From the first moment he saw her, he'd imagined her as his future wife. How was he supposed to accept this? He had apologized, so why wasn't it enough? He returned home utterly defeated. Just as he had as a child whenever he upset Qingwan, he wrote apology letters. Everyone came back unopened. The office of the endlessly busy CEO filled with apologies and love letters she refused to accept. Even Lu Group's jewelry collection named Wanwan quietly disappeared, along with every article about it. Trying to win Qingwan back, he even released an entire jewelry line called Apology, hoping she would see it one day and forgive him. Gu Beiyan protected her so carefully that none of Lu's attempts to accidentally run into her ever worked. Desperate for even a glimpse, Lu bought a dessert shop near Gu Group headquarters and became its manager, waiting for the days Qingwan came to visit Gu Beiyan. One day, Qingwan stopped at the shop as usual, ordered a slice of cake, and ate it slowly. The flavor was strangely familiar, just like the cakes her brother used to make. She felt that way every time she came here. Then she laughed at herself. Impossible. If Lu Shulang worked here, the place would be packed with people trying to see him. After cake, she left to meet Gu Beiyan but forgot a medical report. Once she was gone, Lu emerged and picked it up. A few lines crushed him. Qingwan was pregnant. He smiled bitterly. He'd always believed she and Gu might separate and that she might forgive him someday. Now he knew that chance was gone. Qingwan entered Gu Group headquarters and took the elevator up. Without letting anyone announce her, she slipped behind Gu Beiyan and hugged him. Honey, we're having a baby. After the initial shock, Gu Beiyan's face lit up with joy. He turned, wrapped Qingwan in his arms, and kissed her forehead. This is incredible! Qingwan, I'm so happy! They held each other tightly and shared the moment. They knew the road ahead would be filled with flowers, sunshine, and happiness.